Hi guys.
Welcome back.
Welcome back
to another episode of the
Flopsquad
Flopsquad
podcast.
Ding 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 ding. Right, let's go ahead. Hit me with it.
You're ready today.
Hit me with it.
You're ready today. You've been practicing Somali, yeah?
I've been practicing. I'm out here practicing.
God. Oh, okay. What
Hit
do we
me
have
with
for
it. I'm gonna have to teach you something at this rate.
you? Okay. That. Oh wow, the energy. You guys see the energy? I'm feeling the energy. They can hear it through the mic. Okay. Okay. What the hell? I'm gonna.
That's what I said. That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
You know, the confidence is killing me today. I'm intimidated. I'm intimidated.
You don't even know your own language.
Okay.
I'm gonna teach you. Don't worry about it.
So the sentence I've got for you is
Look at me.
Kale sofadiso.
Like, come here.
Wow, I'm so impressed.
Come here and what?
Sofadiso.
Come here and teach me.
No.
Come here and
I'm actually quite impressed you got the first sentence like.
you guys use it so often.
Yeah, that's true. You didn't pick anything up, but continue.
Obviously did. Come here and what was it?
Kale sofadiso.
And do something.
Do what?
Bite me. Come here and
Kale just means come, not come here. Just come.
okay, come and come on.
What would you say to somebody? Come in?
Eat.
No. What do they do before they eat?
Come and wash your hands.
What do you do before you wash your hands? Well, I guess after you wash your hands.
These questions are like proper obvious, but you know, you're just like kind of like what? What before you eat?
Yeah,
After you wash your
I'm
hands.
inviting you to eat. So what would I say? Come in.
Come and sit down.
Yeah. Kale
Damn.
sofadiso. Come sit.
Damn, Nadia.
There you
Jeez. Okay, so let me think of something.
Hit me with it. Hit me with it. Okay, so we're hoping that you're gonna give us an easy sentence.
Yeah.
But knowing Nadia Marisa Rosemaya, she's not.
My sentences are actually very easy. Okay. Está muito quente.
Woo!
Está muito quente.
Woo! I'm kidding. Okay, do it again. Sorry.
Drop.
Slow it down.
Está muito quente.
quente. Where are you going? Está. It's like where or no? Está. What? Está muito quente. What are you doing? It's not what. When?
I mean, but no.
Oh, this is so hard. I'm struggling. Okay, I need a clue.
Well, we've been talking about it.
We've been talking about it. Food.
Yeah, I love food.
That's all we talk
But
about. What were we talking about? Damn, girl, that's a terrible clue. Say again.
Está.
I don't know why I'm pretending that's gonna help.
I know. That's exactly what I kept on saying. I
Muito
kept on thinking when I asked you to repeat. I'm like, it's not gonna make a difference.
Está
Muito quente.
muito quente. Am I saying it right?
Yeah.
See, pronunciation's on point.
Yeah.
Come at me, Portugal. I don't know. Well, okay, the first word, is it like a what? Is it a W like what?
Is.
Oh, is. It's hot.
Missing one word.
It's really hot. Muito is like a very.
Very.
It's very hot. Muito is very. Okay. That's cool. Okay, stop muito. Kent.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting hot
in
in here.
here.
So
Take
don't
off
take
all your clothes.
Haram.
I am
Haram.
getting...
Haram.
Not for me. Welcome
To another
guys.
episode of
Culture. And today we are going to be talking about your relationships in culture, I guess.
Different types of relationships in culture.
Yes,
culture,
there are.
like,
For example, let me give you an example because I feel like you're a bit confused about that one.
I'm very confused about this topic.
Okay, so basically, like,
What have you invited me to speak about, Nadia? Tell me.
relationships, girl, relationships.
I don't know.
However,
I don't
it'll
have
be
any
in culture.
relationships. I believe
Okay.
a relationship is haram.
Whoa.
I have zero relationship.
Okay, for example, she really has zero. Completely. However, for example, yeah.
Sorry, God, I'm too really marking it today. Go on.
No, it's fine. We like it. Let's put it this way.
Which way?
The way I'm gonna be putting it.
Okay.
If you be patient.
Oh, sorry.
Patient. This is obviously to do with the culture.
I'm just hungry. And the minute we're gonna go eat after this, I'm just really excited. I want to eat food.
Gosh, she's obviously not gonna eat anything at this rate. Anyways, for example, right, back home, yeah, you have this thing of like when it comes to, okay, it's not okay. It's not okay, yeah. But they do naturalize it quite a lot. Like they make it, it happens. Men do that and stuff like that. So I would say cheating, I guess, back home is quite like...
Culture.
Yeah, it's part of the culture. However, here, especially with the young generation, like I see it with my cousins, it's like, oh my God, did you hear what... Like for them, it's like, it's quite a shock.
Right.
And that's like what I mean, like when I say like relationship and culture. Because
it's like something that's been normalized to them because they've seen it so much.
Exactly.
That they're like, oh yeah, of course he's
even
gonna
like
cheat.
Your parents, like a lot of abuse. We're not talking about, smacking your kids around for a little bit, because they're being naughty. I'm talking about like actual abuse, in the family. That's quite like normalized.
Really?
Yeah, back home, especially like in these places where there's not quite poor.
Yeah, okay,
Kids kind of like get really abused.
Yeah, I get
You don't really hear about it much,
Nobody really wants to talk about that.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, when you think about it.
And like here, for us, it's like, oh my God, they did that to you.
Yeah.
And that's how they pick up a lot of kids, especially at school.
That's very true.
Because it's like at home, if I remember when my mom, when my brother first moved here, he came with my mom and we were shopping and he wanted to get these glasses, And my mom was like, don't lose them. And my brother was like, of course, I'm not going to lose them. I'm not going to break them. It's fine. She was like, "Pa, I told you, don't even bother losing them." You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like a massive slap, but it was kind of like, she was letting him know what's going to happen. Like a bit of a preview, like what's going to happen.
She gave me a little sneak peek.
You know what I'm saying?
She said, taste this.
And she did like in front of everyone. If I was back home, I probably wouldn't even blink. I would be like, yeah, whatever. Here, I was like, mother, we are in
no shame.
They will arrest you.
Yeah.
And like, probably like they wouldn't arrest her, but like, because like in school, like it's a massive thing, like it's
your
like
parents hit you,
you have to let us know,
Yeah.
So like for me, like that was something that like I had to like kind of like, at least like understand like where is the line. Not even where is the line, but like, you have to create your own compass of like, is this right? Is this wrong? Like, is this something that I have to like be worried about? Is it not? And it's that thing, like, it's not that it's not happening in the UK. It does happen. However, if it happens, people can speak out and like
Do something about
there
it.
will be massive,
Exactly, yeah.
consequences. Like at home, yeah, it's like,
Oh yeah.
we're not talking about it.
This is true. This is actually very true.
You know, we're not dealing with this. We're not.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's a cultural thing. It's not really, because I remember like my grandma always says like, when she used to have massive fights with my grandpa, she used to go back home, yeah, and her parents would be like, no, you're going back to your husband. You know, like that's your husband, you go back.
Yeah.
But us probably, if it happens with my mom and she goes to my grandma, she probably send my mom back. But if it happens to me, to my mom, it'll be different.
Yeah.
You know, because like it's not that the cultures, it's not that the cultures are completely different. Because my mom probably, there's certain things she'll probably be like, nah, go back. We're not dealing with this. Yeah. But at the same time, if it's abuse or anything, like she'll be like, whoa, no.
Yeah,
You know, like it's slightly shifted, but it hasn't. Where when it comes to me, I'll probably be like, hell to the
He did
no.
what? Not my baby.
He looked at her.
Differently, yeah. I would 100%.
What are you saying? Like, what kind of?
I think, you know what? I think that it's so much that I like seen like in my family, like my grandparents.
Yeah.
There's
a lot of stuff that you see in it.
And I'm just like, you know what? That could never run. You know? And like I think one of the first things I was involved in, like campaign wise, was like an FGM campaign, which is like female genital mutilation.
Yeah.
And it's something that like is quite coherent in the Somali community. And like, and I remember having a conversation with my grandma, who I love very much and loved me. And I know this woman adored us, like she loved us, right? And she would never do anything to hurt us. And
However,
I remember having a conversation with her about like asking her just quite bluntly and flippantly as a kid, thinking she's going to be like, no, of course not. I was like, would you circumcise us if we were in Somalia? And she's like, yeah, of course I would.
Yeah.
You know? And it was just like, it was like a realization of like, what?
Yeah.
Like that's
we
abuse.
come in, yeah.
Why would you want to put me through that much pain and that much abuse? And like, but also at the same time, to her, like, I think it took me a while to understand, especially when I started working in with like people from that community who've done that, who are like actually essentially survivors of that. It's like understanding that like it's done from a place of love.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's something that's been normalized. And when something becomes normalized, it's like not doing it is weird.
Yeah.
It's unnormal. It's unnatural, right?
Yeah. True.
And so when you've seen your grandparents do something and then their grandparents and their grandparents, right? And it's just been, and it's never been questioned, right?
It's normal. Like
it's normal.
It's super,
you not doing it is you're odd one
You're
out.
the one, You're the one who's
you're disrespecting
out, like,
your culture without
100%.
thinking about like actually where does this culture come from? Is it useful? Who's it useful for?
Yeah.
Like why do we do it?
Yeah.
You know? And like having that I remember having this conversation with my grandmother, and I'm quite grateful I did actually. And like going back and forth, and she was like, if you grew up in Somalia, right, and I didn't circumcise you, if you were my daughter and I didn't circumcise you, nobody would marry you. And then it would be my fault because you would hate me for it because you would grow your life up.
That's
you know?
deep.
And she was like, and also the thing is, you need to understand, she was like, there's like these, I guess, there's like these connotations behind a woman that's not circumcised, right?
Yeah.
Like of like the kind of things that she becomes.
Yeah.
And like,
it's so ingrained, like it's
and
it's
they believed
deeper
it.
than just,
they believed that.
your
And
feelings.
So it was kind of
and what
like
you think is right
actually
or
you
wrong.
do it out of a place of love because you want to protect your child from like all these things that you've been taught happens, you know? And it was like a thing of like reframing of like, oh my God, actually there's weird things of like the kind of relationship we have with our grandparents and with our mothers changes and it shifts because they see things and they see things and experience things differently. I feel like if my mom grew up in Somalia and I grew up and then I was born in Somalia, I feel like my life would have been very different.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I feel like I think my parents would have seen things very differently. And I would have seen things very differently, you know?
Yeah,
100%.
You would. Because it's a different culture. Like, it's like, even though we're part of that culture, but because we're not in the country,
no,
you know, and we have different cultures here as well. Like, we don't get the same.
I sometimes feel like
we don't feel the brunt of the.
I sometimes really feel like that an outsider. Like I really feel like not like a fraud, but like kind of like just like I'm
you
trying
don't have that
to
connection.
I'm trying to every time I'm
Fit in.
in the continent and I'm working there and I'm doing stuff and like I'm just like, so I'm African. And they're like, no, you're British. And I'm like, no. I'm African. But actually, like, the reality is, when I'm talking about, like, say for example, I do a lot of work, environmental work, right? And then they'll be like talking about, oh yeah, so these are the experiences of African students, da 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 da. And I'm like, I'm not going to speak for African students. I have no idea what it's like to be a student in Africa. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't speak to like how the issues students in like Cape Town are facing. Do you know what I mean? I could tell you about the UK, you know? And it was just like a realization of like, yeah, I should feel very uncomfortable because I'm very privileged.
Yeah.
Very privileged, like in that sense. But at the same time, like, it also changes the type of like the relationship I hold then with my own country and like the people there.
Yeah.
It's a very like, it's a weird place that we're in as diaspora, like that. Yeah. I don't know where I was going with that.
I feel like you're going somewhere.
I was going somewhere and like I've kind of lost my train of thought. But like, it's just, it's like a weird, I feel like an outsider sometimes, basically.
But I think it does happen. It does, especially like, for me at least, when it comes to like relationships, like boyfriend and girlfriend or marriage and stuff like that, like, I feel like it's a huge
100%.
gap, because like I have cousins that live there, you know, and we have a relationship. Yeah. But there's certain things that they'll be, it's not, and that's what I'm saying, like, it is not that they're okay with it.
Yeah.
You know, but it's part of the culture. It's a huge, like, it's like going against the current.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
I remember like my grandma, like, she used to joke. Well, she wasn't joking. She was telling us what used to happen. And she made this comment of, if you weren't getting beaten up by your husband, you used to wonder if they loved you anymore. And like, I cracked myself up. And but like
horrible.
Now, yeah, 100%. But now, like, yeah, like when you see, of course things have changed now. But like I said, it was a little shift.
Yeah.
But there's other things that are happening now.
Yeah.
And like when you look at it, it's like, it's not funny, man.
No, it's not.
It's
horrible. Yeah.
It ain't funny. Like,
no.
And I'm not saying like it's right or wrong, because the reality of the situation is times have changed. Times are different and times are going to carry on changing. A lot of the stuff that we're okay with now, probably in a few years, they will not be okay.
No, it's true.
So things will be changing, but
they do all the time. Yeah, 100%.
It's like that relationship that we have with it, that it's like, how do we know like it's okay? Because like you said, your grandma fully believed in that. Not only she fully believed, but she had huge reasons, because if I don't do this to my daughter, that's me taking her future away. That's me, putting her in a position where I'm not giving her what she deserves.
Yeah.
So like, how do you even go about that?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And I feel like with relationships, like, it's a huge part of you. And even though like our moms like tell us, that's just the way it is, but at the same time, they are bringing us up to be independent women, to be able to think and see things.
Sometimes in toxic ways, but yes.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, they're telling us like, you need to be smart, you need to be able to see things, you need to be able to do this. But at the same time, they're telling us it's okay to allow certain things to happen.
But you know what? You're right, 100%. I feel like there's like a thing that you're raised to be like a certain type of woman.
Yeah,
like, it's like,
especially in the culture,
you need to know this. You need to be clued
that
on
you're
this.
in.
But you know what? Actually, one thing that I think our culture doesn't teach us, that like I learned from, and I get told that this makes me very European, is setting boundaries.
Yeah,
there are no such thing as boundaries.
Yes.
Zero boundaries.
Yes.
Absolutely. There's not a single relationship that has boundaries. Boundaries is a problem. And so like saying like, I don't have the capacity to do this, or I just don't have the energy for this, or I don't want to do this, or I don't want to be involved in this, or it's like, why? It's like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't want to. I don't like that person.
Yeah.
That's a valid reason.
Do you know, there was, because I used to live with my grandma when I was younger, and this thing that she had, I think all my aunties and uncles have as well, wake up early. For them, it was a huge thing, because it shown that they were being productive, even though they weren't.
My dad used to do the same thing. He used to wake us up at like 6 a.m., 7 a.m.
Yeah. So literally like...
He used to be like, what was it? The early worm catches...
the early rise that catches worm.
The early bird catches the worm.
Oh, the worms, yeah.
Right, Dad.
Like, literally. And I remember there was an age that I was really struggling with that because it was like, bruv, just leave me alone.
I wake up early Monday to Friday. I'm gonna sleep in on Saturday and Sunday.
No, but it's never. I was younger.
Oh,
You know, I
my
was young.
days,
It was
yeah.
school time. Like, leave me alone. But it's like the reality of the situation is like it gets into your head. Like then you go into university. Yeah, you don't know how to balance it because in your head it's like I have to wake up. Literally, like I had to like strip myself out of that. Like me not waking up early does not mean I'm not gonna be someone.
You're lazy.
Or you're lazy. Or you know like. And that's
Literally,
how
I'd be
they
like,
made you
Somebody will
feel.
come to the house, Sa'adan Moji, like, is he still asleep at this time?
Do you know what I mean? Like that's exactly and that's the culture.
What's he gonna do with his life?
100. No, it's the truth. And it was the same thing with.
I'm gonna lie to you, right? I do that to my brother sometimes.
Yeah, I mean you do it, but I feel like your parents used to take it too
like
far.
a Sunday, I walk into his room, I'm like 2 o'clock.
So is
this
this what you want from your life?
This is what we do with our lives now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I do that as well.
So sound like my
And you
mum.
know what my grandma used to do? She used to literally hoover outside the door.
Oh my days.
Yeah, oh, the pans on the they were flying. I was like, dude, what is she cooking?
Now mum would
What
come
is
into
she
my
cooking?
room and be like, have you seen this? Have you seen this?
That as well.
Like, look
Yeah,
at
my
the stuff in
mum does
room.
that. But my mum is not because she wants to wake me up, it's because she's awake and she
I'll
wants
wake you
everyone
up.
to be awake.
I'll wake up, mum. I know. I'll wake up. It's fine.
I'm awake.
And the annoying thing is, I'm one of those people, like, once I'm up, I'm up. I can't go back to sleep. So I get really annoyed
Again.
when somebody wakes me up early.
Again.
It's like, I never intended on waking up early.
And then you came and you just ruined my whole life.
Exactly.
No, 100%. I agree. And I feel like
Getting stressed all over again.
flashbacks. Removing, and I feel like
I love you, mum. I do.
she doesn't really.
I do love my mum. Don't be silly. No, but you know what it is? Do you know the other thing, boundaries I've stressed that, oh my God, that really started to get annoying me. And my parents were like, relax, you're in a household. Is like opening my letters, my mail, like, there was just,
God, yeah. What happens to my cousins?
it says Zamzam. Are you Zamzam?
Yeah.
Can I just check if there's another Zamzam in this
Yeah.
household? Because why are all my mail open?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Or even how everyone knows what's happening in your life.
Oh, my days. Oh, there's no privacy. And it's like the biggest disrespect. If I go to a doctor's appointment, right? And I don't tell my family, it's like, what is she hiding? What do you mean you went to see a doctor?
Without telling
And
me?
you didn't tell the entire family? What? Like, oh my God. It's the biggest deal. Like, I remember my little sister had like a small procedure in the hospital. And we were like, and she's a private person, so we didn't tell anyone. My family, it was like the biggest disrespect.
Yeah.
Whoa, how dare they not tell us?
Yeah.
Why are they hiding? Because mom was abroad.
Because the one that takes the news around.
And I was like, damn. And it was just basically like, I was basically marked as like the most disrespectful niece.
Yeah.
Because I decided to respect my sister's wishes of like not telling anyone. How dare she? And it's like a thing of like, oh yeah, I need to remember there's no boundaries in family. There isn't. There's no boundaries. It's jarring, but there's no boundaries.
No. It's like,
Everyone has a say in your life.
even your
the
little
time.
cousins.
Literally everyone. All the
Even
time.
like, they are literally like 4, 5. Why are you married yet?
Sit down.
How is that any of your business?
Let's not have that conversation.
Like but
like-
why is the question? Why did they ask that? Because they hear people talking, they hear the
yeah.
adults talking, and it's like, you know, and there's those little things that you don't realize. Like,
No, but it's forget that the kids are just doing that out of curiosity. But you have like many family member, like literally, like I'm talking like a family member that has nothing to do with your life. Will be like, you know, I don't think it's a good idea for you to do this job or like to do this, you know.
but kids are not
I'm like-
doing this out of curiosity, Sam.
Huh?
They
No,
don't care if you're married or not. They just do it because they see
it and they
adults
hear
doing.
it.
Yeah.
No, but I'm
It's
talking.
not out of
I'm talking about
curiosity.
like when like people that like on
Yeah,
like close
yeah,
family
yeah,
come
yeah.
and try to give you life
That's
advice.
literally like
how
getting
can
in
this
their business.
how can this random auntie that I'm not gonna lie to you.
Don't know anything.
Can't even tell you how she's my auntie. It's telling me like you travel too much. You should stay at home with your family.
Jeez.
As in, huh?
Jeez.
What? And it's like, this is
How?
the thing. It's like, what gave her the absolute confidence to come to me and tell me how
That
to
culture.
reorganize my life?
Culture gave her the
Because
confidence.
she had an opinion to give.
Culture gave her the confidence.
And that's what I'm saying. And like, okay, and I'm not saying in the sense of like, these things usually come from the best intention. She's like, oh, like, in her head, like she thinks it's best for me and she's trying to give me good advice. But at the same time, it's like, mind your business. Oh my God, there's so many examples. Like when couples get married and like everyone's like, when are you having a child? When are you having a child? It's like boundaries. Like that's disrespectful.
Yeah.
But it isn't.
And or even like my grandma talks about it and my uncles and aunties talk about it, like back in the days, how they used to literally, like, if you go to the neighbor's house or anything like that, like, and you mess up anything, they won't take you to your parents to educate you. They will do it themselves. And then they'll take you to your parents. And your parents going to educate you twice, you know, just to make sure you get the picture. And it's like,
that's true, actually.
Yeah, like back in the days, like,
I was disciplined by my aunts.
And we think there's no boundaries now. Back in the days, it was 10 times worse.
Yeah, it's true.
Like everyone was literally like involved.
Yeah. No, but
you know, in your business.
We were very much like raised in the sense of like all my aunts and all my uncles like were like my parents, and they and therefore they beat my ass if I were misbehaved or like I was disrespectful. Like I would be checked by them, and I would never find that like it was normal to me, because it was just, they were also involved and invested in my life in that way. You know what I mean? It's not like a random like auntie that I've never seen before that's trying to discipline me. I'm not honestly, I was a rude kid. I was a rude kid. I'm a better kid. But like I used to like, if I didn't have the thing is, right, if I didn't respect you, then there's very little you could say to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's very little you could say to me or like make me do.
Yeah.
I would just be like,
but that was probably to a stranger. But someone that was quite close to the family.
But there was like, there's a difference between, in the sense that like I was respectful to people, but like if somebody was rude to me or
it'll
like
go in and come up
upset, like or shouted at me, and I don't even know who they are, and I've done nothing wrong, I wouldn't tolerate it.
Yeah.
But if it was a family member, right, and I've done nothing when they're shouting at me, I'm gonna respect them because they're older to me, and I'm like, okay, cool, I'm gonna behave.
Yeah, go in one ear and come out the next.
Exactly.
And that's it.
So I remember, so it just reminds me of like in school, right, when one of our teachers tried to like shout at me for no reason and like send me out the classroom, and I was like, all right, what are you trying to get at? And then she's like,
that you ran away.
And then she's like, I'm gonna call your dad. Okay, cool, go for it. Like what? No, this is in high school. And I was gonna call my dad. Like, please call my dad. Do you want me to call my dad? I will call my dad. And it was like a thing of like, I'm not gonna tolerate disrespect for somebody that clearly has no respect for me. And I know that my dad is gonna know that I was not disrespectful. That's like, I like confidence and like, don't even try it. Like, you want me to call, I will call my dad for you. And it was one of those things of like, I think like when there's no boundaries, right?
Yeah.
In the sense of like when the way you're raised, like you really, your parents, like you get to know them.
Yeah.
And that's the only way you navigate life and survive, innit? And they get to know you. Yeah. Right? And so, and there was to the point where like my dad knew my mannerisms. My dad could guess the kind of things I would say or do. Right? And very similar for him. So it was like, so whenever I would have like, a teacher would say something, like my dad would know if they're telling the truth or not. But his thing was always like, respect teachers.
I know, respect your elders.
Respect me first.
And how does that like... Because that's like your culture back home. What about the culture here? Like how is it different from your culture? I think your relationships here, like,
I think it's different because like,
because the boundaries are
everything
different.
Is different. Like 100%. Like there's
I feel like
boundaries.
there's a lot of politeness.
There's actual boundaries.
There's a lot of politeness. I feel like people don't say, or people are afraid of saying certain things.
No, but there's certain things that's just like you respectfully like don't do, you don't say, and like you know what I mean? Like, I mean, if I ask a family member to like, okay, if I say to you like, Nadia, I need you to babysit for me next weekend. I don't have kids, but I need you to babysit for me hypothetically next weekend, right? And you say to me, you know, Zamzam, I'm working, I can't do it, right? I'm gonna respect that. That's just that's a culture I've taken on, right? But if it's a family member, what do you mean you can't babysit? I never ask you to do anything. This is the one thing I'm asking you to do, and you can't come through for me. What is family for if it's not for helping each other? Do you know what I mean? And it's like, damn, you're gonna feel so guilty. You're gonna cancel.
Yeah, they love doing that. They love guilt tripping.
Yeah, because there's no boundaries. There's no boundaries. There's no respected boundaries. And so what happens is, you're gonna feel guilty. And the next time they ask you, you're not even gonna bother saying no, because you know that you can't say no. There is no no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what I mean. Like, I think like we grow up differently. Like now when I have like kids, if my like nephews and nieces or like my cousins say to me like, oh, I'm busy, I'm working, or I'm doing this,
it
I'm
won't
like,
be,
oh, no worries. Like, I understand. yeah, you've got other responsibilities.
There will be an understanding.
Exactly.
But however, I feel like there's an understanding, but I feel like both sides are both toxic regardless. But there's an understanding, but I feel like to a certain extent.
What do you mean?
You say you understand, but if you see like, I don't know, like, you know how it is. You might see a post, you might see something, and you know she tells you she's busy or something, and you look Instagram or something, you notice she doesn't look busy to me. Straight away, like you won't communicate with her. You feel a type of way.
Yeah, no, that's 100%
And I feel like that's what happens with a lot of like politeness, especially like at work. You know, the relationships that you have at work and stuff like that. Like people won't really say anything to you. They probably like check your Instagram, see what you're doing.
A little bit
They'll
of
check, and they'll create their own
investigating
story in their
we
heads.
do that a lot,
Like there is no questioning. There is no.
But I think that just comes down to good communication.
But that's what I mean. Like there won't be any communication. Then, like you're assuming things.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you forget. As in, when I say forget, I don't mean you forget. I mean you put it aside and you move on because you know life goes on. Yeah, and then you start building kind of like a resentment or whatever.
But let's be honest though, you like, let's think about our family members, right? Like our aunts specifically, right? Because I feel like our aunts are very similar.
Yeah.
And the way they're invested to know everybody's business, what everybody's doing, how they're doing, we're not as invested. Like I honestly, and I'm like, are my cousins doing well? Are they alive? Are they good? Cool. I'm good. If they need me,
take
shout
them
me.
out sometimes.
You know what I mean? I'll
take
come
them
through,
whatever treat.
catch up like once every other couple of months. But like, I'm not as invested to know
constant.
like who picked up a pen today and like what happened here. Do you know what I mean? Like, and so I feel like we will be different generationally. Like we're not gonna be like, oh.
But will our communication be better though? Because I'm saying like because we have the culture, new culture that we're living in,
there's
that we're working in.
There's a need for me to lie about having work if my auntie is gonna guilt trip me anyways. Yeah. But like actually if I've already told you like, oh, you have other responsibilities, you have work, or you want to go out with your friends, or you've made a promise to this person, like, okay, cool, I'm gonna be okay with that. But like I'm not do you know what I mean? I feel like if there's a reason to lie, you're gonna lie. Yeah. And then there's gonna be all of that.
Yeah.
Communication.
Because I feel like with the new like generation, like there'll be like things thrown at you. I'm saying shots fired. What?
There will be 1%.
I feel that's how it is. Even like it's in your face, the old generation, but the new one is like, and you ask yourself like, is the culture improving? Like, where are we going exactly with this?
I think the culture's improving. I think the culture's evolving.
Yeah.
It doesn't improve. It just evolves. It changes. It moves.
Yeah, it's a constant change.
Oh, 100%.
But can it improve, or it'll always be something that probably will just be a constant change?
I don't think it's something that needs to improve. It's just it changes.
Part of it.
Yeah,
it's just what it is.
It evolves because today's normal is tomorrow's weird.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, 100%.
So
yeah, and that's something I'm talking about, you know, fashion and all that, and the culture.
Fashion. I love fashion.
But
yeah, but boundaries. Yeah. I can speak about boundaries for 8 years, man. So much. And this is something we always talk about, like, no, but really, like
boundaries in
the
relationships.
lack of boundaries in relationships. Like this is the thing. Like, Oh, you know the interesting thing is actually like, and this is how when we talk about relationships is that like African parents often feel like they own you. They're like, you're
Sam,
my little creature.
You're funny. They don't think.
Oh, they know they own you.
They know.
But like, there's a thing of like, and then you have like non-African parents. Like, okay, not African. I'm not gonna say not African because I know Arabs are the same,
and Asians are the same as well.
But like
I've
heard like white parents be like, you know, I just they, you know, they're their own person and they should like make their own decisions and like they should have some agency. And I said, mad agency at birth? Could never be me.
Is this your house?
Choice.
Whose house is this?
You mean you was asked what you wanted to eat for dinner, lunch and breakfast? Wild to me. Wild.
Even though then
you mean you had the ability to say no? What is that word? It is not in my household. No.
In my house, my rules.
No for who? No for me?
My house, my rules.
Take your no out of here. So yeah, like it's funny. Like
there is no you without me.
I had you. I can have another one.
The same way you came out, you go in.
Yeah, we were held headlock. headlock. But you know what? I would not trade it for anything else.
Yeah, but I feel like there has to be like a balance.
Absolutely.
Because I feel like as you grow older, like there's no, a lot of us, because of like the way we are, depending on what kind of person we are, we kind of like, they have a hold on us like that can be quite strong.
That's true.
And if you're not open to like, you know, to realize, whoa, okay, like I get it, this is them, this is me now.
Yeah.
Just because I did it doesn't mean I have to do it as well. You know, because life is a cycle, like, and we see it like how, even though we don't want to become our parents,
History
it will lead us there.
Absolutely,
you
what
know,
I'm
because you know we learn from them, we're watching, we're observing.
It's very true.
And I'm gonna go back to that example that I gave about my grandma, like the whole waking up early, because it was a huge thing, and it was like I literally like had to realize, like, honey, it's not the end of the world.
It's nothing to do with my wealth.
Chill. And that's how parents like make you feel like, you're not doing this?
Yeah.
Are you crazy?
You know what? Here's the
You know,
thing,
like
Nadia.
it's a whole impact they have.
It sounds like we need to do a whole episode on parenting. So
do you know what we need to do?
I think we actually need to get parents in.
Listen, we're gonna have a lot.
I actually want you guys to
in.
suggest some parents.
Yeah,
That would be good to share.
yeah, funny parents that we can like
Throw in the pod.
Yeah, we can
100%. But yeah, parenting is a
and
whole
both
subject.
from different cultures, I guess. That would be nice
Mm.
to see how it all.
Some different
And I bet
cultures.
they're gonna be like, oh yeah, that happens in our culture too. Don't worry about it. Like,
Yeah,
it's not
there's
that
a lot
deep.
of crossover in cultures. I believe
And then
that,
they're gonna be
but-
like, oh my god, really? That happens in your culture? All right. We don't have that. But no, but it's nice to see like how different cultures deal with different relationships.
No,
within-
100%. And it's just, I think it's, you know what it is? It's like how we've evolved and like what the way we experience things, the way we see things, and how that changes, and then how we like.
And how is our relationship with it as well? Because
Yeah, 100%.
I'm sure a few years time you'll be like, what the what do you think? But now it's like, right,
I think that all
I
the
get
time.
it. I mean,
All the time.
it's coming from a good place, whatever that means.
All the time.
It's coming from a good place.
Literally, I'm not even joking with you. Like, there's probably like once every other couple of weeks, like something happens, and I'm like, that's why my mom made me do this. Makes sense. Or like, I'll see something and I'll be like, damn, that's why my dad was always adamant about this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like something just clicks, and you're like,
And everything connects.
I know I hated this, but I get it.
However,
You know, I see
but
why.
I feel like with our parents, they can't communicate. Mind you, certain things you can't communicate. Certain things you can't
something
explain.
you can't explain. Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like with our parents, there's no sense of like, he doesn't see what you see.
My
So
dad used to
therefore-
explain things all the time. He did actually explain things, even
you
though
go.
I just didn't understand a lot of it. And
But
it was a thing
sometimes
of,
like it's not even understanding. Like it'll come a time that it'll all come back and you will know.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot I see like the African parents, it's like they get annoyed, they get frustrated, and it's like,
It's true.
what the hell do you think you're doing?
Yeah.
You know, like there's no
And
like
sometimes
there's no
project.
patience. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know.
Oh.
I know.
Projection. What? Huge. Especially
Oh
in
my days,
parents that are
I have a
separated.
whole subject, but like, no, we need to wrap this episode up. Let's wrap this episode
There's
up.
like
But there's a whole thing of like African parents projecting on their kids. their kids'
huge.
futures.
Single mothers. Oh, huge. What are you talking
Girl,
about?
Run up the next episode already.
Guys,
I got
listen.
things to say for days.
Listen,
But
we're
I'm gonna save
coming. We're
that. I'm gonna
coming
save that
for
next
you,
time. I'm gonna
parents,
save that for next time.
and we're coming for ourselves. Don't worry about it. We know we're gonna be coming too.
We're gonna get there sooner or later.
But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching.
I'm gonna go eat
Thank
some
you for
food.
much.
Obviously, that's the priority for all of us.
We're looking for
Can we all
food.
celebrate? Zim's gonna go eat some food,
Yay!
and then we're gonna be listen to our podcasts just like you guys.
We're gonna be watching you guys.
But yeah, take care. Tune in. Keep tuning in and supporting the gang. We're on
Like, comment,
we're on Instagram.
subscribe.
We're on TikTok. We're on YouTube. We're on
YouTube,
Spotify,
Spotify.
Apple. We're all over the place, basically. We just
We're everywhere.
It's everywhere.
It's a culture thing, really.
what the hell was that? Bye.
Bye.